going on, guys? PJ Cruz here. Just wanted to shoot a quick video today, give you some update on some stuff that's been going on. I just got yesterday a Hughes and Kettner Red Box 5. I guess the latest one just came out this summer. And I'm going to proceed to do a quick little unboxing, and you can fully expect a full-on demo here in the near future. But suffice it to say, a little further down the road, as I begin tracking the guitar parts for the Atlantis Suite, my upcoming CD, I'm going to be using this with an orange Dark Terror, because I've actually got my Hughes and Kettner Tubemeister 18 that I'm going to be using direct with the red box out into my interface. Then I'm going to use a cabinet impulse and the studio side, on Sonar, and I've decided really have some fun with it, and I'm going to use the orange Dark Terror through this, out to a speaker cabinet. Then I'm going to actually record the Red Box 5 into Sonar as well. So I'm going to basically have no microphones, or I'll probably end up running a microphone, but I'm going to try to go Red Box only for the CD. So stay tuned for that. And as I do the guitar chapter, you'll actually be able to see the actual signal channel I'm going to be using. Just real quick, just a little opening her up, little manual. It's in English, and maybe it's all in English. Hey, how about that? Nope, the back has got, looks like German. And it just, kind of information about it. And the one thing that Hughes and Kettner really emphasizes with this here, with the Red Box, and especially lately, I haven't seen really much of this verbiage before, but they've really been emphasizing this lately. And it is that the Red Box actually emulates the speaker, or the speaker cabinet itself, just the speaker in the speaker cabinet. Whereas, so you'll get a little bit of that buzziness still from, this doesn't limit all the buzziness. If you have a lot of fizz or whatever, if you run a lot of gain or distortion. But it's essentially the same sound you would have if you were to stick your ear right up to the grill cloth on your cabinet anyway. Because you're still going to get some fizz and some buzz that way as well, especially if you're in a lot of saturation, a lot of gain, that sort of thing. If it's not too loud, you don't go deaf in the process. But what a lot of people forget is when you listen to your favorite recordings in a studio, whichever, you've got your amp, your head, your cabinet, and it's mic'd up, and you've actually got additional parameters, additional criteria, additional whatever, okay, that actually make up the signal path. You're not only hearing now what the speaker is, you're actually hearing the speaker as it's being recorded by a particular microphone through a particular microphone pre, and depending on the volume and so forth, and then the actual miking technique they're using, you're actually hearing the room as well, or to a degree, some of the room. And that whole equation, all those factors factor into the actual sound you're hearing on your CD or your recording or whatever. Whereas a Red Box basically only emulates the sound of the cabinet, like if you were to stick your ear up to the speaker. And Hughes and Kettner has really been emphasizing that. And they actually suggest, and they've done a video on their YouTube channel. I've seen it, and that's prior to that video, I'd actually begun thinking of recording the Tubemeister into Red Box out into Sonar, and then using Guitar Rig 5, but not an amp, cabinet, or whatever. I would actually stick the Guitar Rig 5 plug-in on my guitar channel that I was running the Red Box into with the Tubemeister. But then I was going to run Guitar Rig 5 only for like delays. If I was like using a wah, if I wanted to do automation with it or something, I could do it that way. But then I would also use like the Control Room Pro, so I could sit there and like tweak it. I could add a little bit of SM57, add in a Royer 121, whatever. Sit there and I could actually then change the cabinet sounds as well If I wanted to pick like a vintage, 1960 cab or a modern Soldano cab or whatever they've got in the software, and then I can sit there and play and tweak with the room sound as well as the actual microphone and the mix of different microphones that they have in Guitar Rig 5 with the Control Room Pro module, which in essence is playing with cabinet impulses. And in fact, the Control Room Pro module in Guitar Rig 5 uses red wires, cabinet impulses. So I got to thinking about this ahead of time, but I never actually put the rubber to the road, so to speak. I never actually did anything with it. Just kind of sat there in the back of my mind. Then I saw this video that over the summer that Hughes and Kettner put out, Bob Marcello shredding it up with some other fellow named Frank something or other. I don't remember his last name. Very German fellow, heavy accent, and they basically did like a live demo type thing at Music Messe and in Germany over the summer, and basically Redbox. It was a Tubemeister 36 Redbox straight in to the Mac. They were running Logic or whatever, and they ran Sound Designer with the cabinet impulse of an SM57 with a room, and the difference was just like wow, So after I saw that, I was like, I'm going to start playing with cabinet impulses. So I've done a quick demo with the Tubemeister and cabinet impulses I actually got from Red Wires as well. Now using Guitar Rig 5, but just one cabinet impulse. And I uploaded it to my Soundcloud. And if I don't forget, I'll link it down below so you guys can click on it so you can hear it. It's just a quick little snippet of a song. In fact, the song is a kind of resurrection of a song I did for a contest entry I did a few years back. Then the song is actually going to be modified somewhat and is going to be on the Atlantis Suite as well. But in any case, so the Redbox 5 is going to be plugged in with my Orange Dark Terror. That's going to go into my PC through Sonar, and then I'm going to run a cabinet impulse on this as well as a cabinet impulse on the Tubemeister tracks as well. And I'm really expecting a really, really juicy sound. But in any case, back to the unboxing. I get sidetracked, sorry. Cute little red box. Comes in a red box. It's got the manual. It's got a little carrying case, so you can just slip it inside there, stick it in your gig bag or your guitar case or whichever. And basically you've got a power supply input here, an XLR output here, and this of course then goes to your recording interface or your mixing board if you're playing live or whatever. And then you've got a number of switches here on the front. They go from your ground and ground lift here. You've got your tight and loose being down at the bottom here. And that emulates kind of like, the tightness of the cabinet, or if it's kind of like a loosey-goosey kind of feeling, or if it's like a real tight sounding cab. Then you've got your switch for modern and vintage, the vintage sounding a little bit darker, probably thinking more like a plexi cab type of thing, and modern maybe a little bit more brighter, maybe something like a nice recto 4x12 with some vintage 30s in it or something. Then you've got a switch here for large and small. I'm guessing, so you can kind of determine the tonality between a 4x12 versus say like a 2x12 or a 1x12 or something. And then you get your last switch here on the end is for your signal level. So you've got 0 dB, which is line level, and you've got your minus 26 dB, where there's actually like a pad essentially on it, and that's when you probably would plug in. If you plug in out of your head, speaker out into the red box through the in jack here on the back, probably set it to minus 26 dB. Because now you're going to be running a hot signal because it's actually a live speaker signal coming into the red box. So you're going to want to set it to minus 26 dB. Then you're going to take the other side, because if you're running a tube amp, you have to have a load. And this isn't a load box, it's strictly just a signal generator type of thing. So now you're going to take your through output here, and you're going to take a speaker cable from here, run it to your cabinet, and then of course you turn your amp on or whichever, and you're going to have speaker, speaker power coming out of your amp into the red box, back out of the red box to your speaker cabinet. So this is just sort of like a pass-through. Meanwhile, the XLR then gets plugged into your mixing board or your recording interface or whichever. If you're just going to use, like say, a preamp out signal or an effects loop send or whatever out of the back of your head or your amp or whatever. So you're not running a speaker signal into the red box. You're going to want to set your switch for your level to 0 dB, which is line level. Simple enough. And that's pretty much all there is to the red box. It does have an option for of course, like I said, the power supply if you want to use an external power supply, which it doesn't include one. In that case, since it doesn't include one, you can either buy one. I'm sure they sell it. Or probably use like a generic universal power supply. But generally, what most people will probably do is they'll probably use phantom power from their mixer or from their interface, which is what I'm going to end up using. So I'll just, you plug your XLR in here, the other end goes into your interface or your mixing board, turn on phantom power, and this thing's got power, and you're good to go. If you don't have phantom power with whatever setup you have, then these little 4 legs here unscrew, the bottom lid actually comes off, and you can pop in a 9-volt battery. And that's pretty much it. That's all I had for you guys today. Thanks for stopping by. Stay tuned for signals and tests and demos and stuff on the Redbox 5. Rock on, guys. Catch you later.